Our digital world is getting crazy fast and way more complex, right? So, for anyone managing a network, that brings up a huge question. How do you actually see what's going on inside all that chaos? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down how Network Critical's packet brokers have an answer for pretty much every scale you can imagine.
So let's get right to the heart of the problem. Your network right now is generating an unbelievable amount of traffic. And that means your security and performance monitoring tools, the very things you rely on to keep things safe and running smoothly, are often just, well, completely overwhelmed. It's like they're trying to drink from a data fire hose.
And just to put a number on that fire hose, check this out. 25.6 terabits per second. No, that's not science fiction. That's the real-world throughput of a single high-end packet broker, the Network Critical Hypercore. Trying to manage that kind of data flow, that is the challenge of modern networks.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start by talking about something called the network visibility gap. Then we'll meet the solution, which I like to call the smart traffic cop. From there, we'll look at a toolkit for every scale, check out the Dragon VU advantage, and wrap up with how all this can future-proof your network visibility.
All right, first things first, let's really define the problem we're up against. In the industry, it's called the network visibility gap, and believe me, it is a much bigger deal than it might sound.
See, the visibility gap isn't just about what you can't see. It's that your super expensive tools are being forced to look at all the wrong things. When they get flooded with a ton of irrelevant data or duplicate packets, their processing power just gets wasted. And that leads to slower performance, bad analytics, and, worst of all, missing the actual security threats that are buried deep inside all that noise.
So, how do we fix this? How do you make sure your tools get exactly the data they need and nothing they don't? Well, this is where the Network Packet Broker, or NPB, comes in. Honestly, the best way to think about it is as a super intelligent traffic cop for all your network data.
And here's why that matters. An NPB sits right there between your network and your tools. It takes in all that raw, messy traffic. Then, its job is to pull everything together, filter out all the junk, and direct these clean, specific streams of data to the exact tools that need to see them. So no more fire hose, just a clean, optimized feed of data.
So now that we get the what, let's talk about the how. Network Critical tackles this with a whole scalable suite of hardware called the Smart NA family, and is designed so that there's a solution no matter how big or how fast your network is.
At the absolute top end, you have this beast, the SmartNA Port Plus Hypercore. This thing is built for huge carrier-class networks and massive data centers. We're talking 32 ports, each one running at 400G. It's designed to solve the visibility gap in the fastest environments you can find on this planet.
But, speed isn't the only problem. Complexity is a huge one, too. As you start adding more monitoring points across your network, you're going to inevitably capture the same packet multiple times. The SmartNAT dedupe here is a specialized engine that identifies and just removes those duplicates in real time, before they can ever waste your tool's processing power. It's all about making everything more efficient.
And this table just lays out perfectly how the whole family works together. You've got the SmartNA XL, which is this cool, flexible hybrid. It acts as a tap-to-copy traffic, but also has the smarts of a packet broker for networks up to 40G. Then the Port Plus scales things up for those dense 100G environments. The Hypercore, like we saw, handles the insane 400G speeds. And the dedupe is that specialist tool you bring in to clean up really complex traffic. See? There really is a solution for every single scale.
Okay, so you've got this incredibly powerful, scalable hardware. That's great. But how do you manage it all without needing an army of network engineers? Well, this is where Network Critical's secret sauce really comes into play.
Dragon VU. The name itself kind of gives you the whole philosophy right there. It's all about making complex configurations simple and, visual. This is the software interface that runs the entire SmartNAV family.
Now, what I really love about this is that phrase, fast, error-free configuration. That's not just some marketing line. It literally means you can visually drag traffic sources over to your tool ports, apply filters, set up load balancing, all without having to type in complex command lines. This just slashes your setup time, and maybe more importantly, it seriously reduces the risk of human error.
So we have powerful hardware that's simple to manage. But who's actually putting their faith in this system? Let's take a look at how this approach is providing future-proof visibility for some of the biggest companies in the world.
Take Vodafone. Their network performance monitoring engineer says that when you're developing key performance indicators, accuracy is everything. And what does Network Critical give them? 100% accurate traffic visibility on the key links. For a global carrier like them, that level of precision is absolutely non-negotiable.
Or look at BP. A senior project manager there points to a totally different benefit: security. They use these systems to manage security without impacting network traffic. And that is so crucial. It means they can get a complete passive view for all their security tools without ever creating a bottleneck or a point of failure on their live network.
So let's bring this all home. Why does any of this matter to you? Well, first, by sending your tools only the data they need, you extend their life and get more from your investment. You get 100% visibility, which means no more blind spots. You spend way less time on management thanks to an interface like Dragon View. You protect your whole architecture from becoming obsolete because you can scale up to 400G and beyond. And really, at the end of the day, you optimize both your security and your performance.
And that leaves us with just one final thought. We all know our networks aren't standing still. They are constantly growing and getting faster. So the question you really have to ask yourself is your visibility architecture evolving with it? Is it actually ready for what's coming next?